So, what are we looking at this week? Oh, parents.
Is that about, do you think that's about being parents or having parents?
I think it's one's parents, because otherwise I think it would be children. Welcome to the Happiest Top 10.
Where we're going to rank ideas that make people truly happy.
Every episode we choose one idea.
But we have to agree where it ranks.
I think the question is, do our parents make us happy? I mean, they make us, but do they make us happy? Right, so what would be the pitch then? If parents were claiming to be high up on our leaderboard, what would they say is their claim to give us happiness?
Well, I hope they say they love you more than anything else in the whole world. You're the most important part of their
Do they always show
world.
it though? But yeah, I guess they do.
It's a very difficult one because they look after you, they raise you, they make you. There's so many. They feed you. There's so many reasons why parents are totally fantastic.
And when they die, you do miss them.
Absolutely.
You know, they're your rock. They're your sort of connection to the world. I mean, once they've gone, you're just floating free, aren't you? You're on your own, really. Yeah. You're really on your own when they've gone.
Yeah. And you don't realise until they've gone how on your own you are.
Yeah, so they're always there. Even if you don't see them, they're always there to help you. They'll do anything for you that you would, they'll hide a body. They'll lie to the police, whatever's needed.
Yes.
So they're the one person who you can absolutely trust to do the best for you.
Yeah. Except people have very complicated relationships with their parents.
Yes, and you get bad ones who've, drink and drugs, or who fall out with their kids and whatever. It can go wrong.
Yeah.
But when they're good, let's say normal, if that's a word. Parents are...
Normal parents. Are we normal parents? Oh,
they are great.
Did we have normal parents?
Well, I don't want to be normal. But so what are the pros and cons then? I mean, that's what they would claim. But in real life, they have to do a certain amount of discipline and teach you things you don't want to... I mean, I can still remember when we took our kids skiing. And they had to go and have skiing lessons. And they went, why are you taking us on such a horrible holiday? We hate this.
You've only brought us here because you hate us.
Yes. And I was like, you're going to love skiing one day and it's going to be one of the sources of happiness. And sure enough, they did eventually. Did they ever apologise? No. But they weren't keen at the time. So parents have to do things that we don't want, but it's for our own good.
Yes. And there's also the aspect of them wanting you to fulfil a life that they didn't have. You always want your children to have a better life than you had. And sometimes that involves pushing them in a direction that they might not want to do. They might, you can be a gymnast. You can be an amazing skier.
Like these people who force their daughters to be tennis players and hothouse them when they don't want to. I read somewhere that the way to work out your life purpose is to look at both your parents and do a combination of their unfinished life purposes.
Oh, right.
Which I thought was quite an intriguing idea. I don't know if there's any truth in that. So you're right. They do sometimes help you with your career and your future life.
Yeah.
But then I sometimes think when you ask them for advice, what do they know? Because they've got years of experience, but also it's kind of out of date experience.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. They'll be going, you don't want anything to do with that internet thing or AI. Oh, no, you don't want that. You could imagine them saying that.
Yes, true. Technology.
But we're talking there about value rather than happiness, aren't we? But what about in terms of making you happy? I must say it is great when I go and see my dad who's still alive. Yeah. So apologise in advance to my dad if I don't put him top of this chart. I think one of the arguments against happiness from parents is that you don't see them that often, or you might not. So in terms of just the total happiness they're providing, if you don't see them for a few weeks at a time, then they're not big on your radar once you're grown up. Or even when I was packed off to boarding school, I didn't see them that often.
No, but that's another thing that's variable, isn't it? Because, my mother for a while lived just around the corner from me. I saw her every day, several times a day.
Yes.
So
and you used to phone her up every day, I think, too.
Yes. So people have lots of...
So she was a big source of happiness.
Yes. And often you hear people saying, oh yes, I speak to my mother at least 3 times a day. Not necessarily asking for anything, but just they feel as though they can share everything that happens to them with their parents.
Yes. But she was also a source of unhappiness when she was ill and old, and a source of worry and things.
Yes, but
I suppose that was only in the last few years.
Yeah, and that wasn't her fault. She wasn't doing that on purpose. Whereas I think some parents kind of can make your life unhappy almost on purpose.
I don't know if it helps us decide where it's going to go on the board, but I'd like to argue that children give you more happiness than your parents do.
Okay.
I don't know what you think about that, just as an instant reaction to that. Because your parents are there for longer, but, when it's your upbringing, I'm not sure if they do make you happy that much. But once you're grown up, your parents do give you some happiness.
Yeah.
But do they give you as much as your children do? So I kind of think we get some happiness from our parents, but I'm not sure if it's huge.
It depends whether or not we're going to get a children one of these at some point. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure we will at some point. So I don't know. Should we think about where it would go then? Are you ready to think about that?
I guess so.
I think there's a lot of pros and cons with parents. I mean, of course, they are everything to us.
Yeah.
But in terms of the happiness that you get from them, do you get more happiness every day from eating chocolate than you do from, phoning your mum or even thinking about your mum?
No, I don't.
Okay,
no.
Just checking. Because she is watching from somewhere, isn't she?
I think your parents are fundamental to life. And
so where do you want to put them on this then?
Where do I want to put them on there?
You can't put them above food, can you? I mean, they're both fundamental to life, but food is 3 times a day and it's always good.
Are we allowed any draws? That's the question. Are we allowed any?
No, you can't have equal. No, it's got to go. I know where I want to put them, but after you.
I think that they need to go. Do they need to go above romance?
This is a difficult game. I'm going to put them above romance.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah, and above mantras.
Yeah, I mean, they create
that
our
is where I
mantras,
was. There, I was thinking. In fact, I was almost wondering about above laughter as well.
Yeah, I think they're below laughter because laughter is all day, every day. But I think they might go above mantras. I mean, they kind of
laughter's all day, every day.
In my
That's
world.
what life is like with
but
you.
I think parents created our mantras and what's in our head. And I mean, I do think what you say to yourself in your head is really important.
Yeah.
But I also think so are your parents. They're both. I think it's above or below mantras is the question. I kind of think, because my dad might be watching this, that maybe he should go above mantras.
Yeah, let's do that.
Would you be happy with that?
No, I would agree with that. Okay. And I think it's a lesson.
Sorry, romance, you're moving
it's
down
a lesson to us that our parents are really important for our happiness, and having a good relationship with our parents is very, very valuable.
Yeah, I mean, people who fall out with their parents, that's such a shame. And it may be the parents' fault or their fault, but that is a real loss.
Yeah.
And a good relationship with parents
is
a wonderful thing.
And you also said when you lose your parents, then you lose your grounding. And we've often said in our family, when we get together, it's so nice because we can remember everything. It was really wonderful that my grandfather, for example, knew all my school friends and so was interested in my life all the way through. So I know that's above
and to look back to your family tree and find out about his parents and grandparents and what were they all doing back in those days.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things there. So what I'd like to know from people watching this is, have you got any tips for how to get on well with your parents?
That's a good question.
Because I don't really see my dad often enough, and my tip is probably something I got from you, which is to see them quite often, because then there's more to talk to.
Yeah.
You don't run out of things to talk to them about. There's more to talk to them about if you see them often.
Yeah.
So don't let it thin out and become a rare event.
Become a chore that when you see your older parents, all you're doing is mowing the lawn or making sure they're getting to their hospital appointment and things.
Well, what I like doing with my dad is trying to find things out about him.
Yeah.
Getting him to tell me stories about the stuff he's done in the past with guided missiles and atomic bombs and things, because it's fascinating when you start to, because sometimes you just think they're just some old person sitting there, but actually their history is incredible.
Yeah.
So, So,
good.
but if anybody's got any tips for how they can get the best from, more happiness from their parents, I'd love to hear that.
Because we all need to look for it.
Yes. And if you've found this interesting and if you've got comments to make, please do send them in and subscribe to us to find out what we're going to be ranking next time.